Okay, so I went to school with this one kid. His name was Elliot. So we had French together like 4 years consecutively, and he was kind of known around the school for being like a bit wild. He had a reputation, right? Nice enough kid. I got into my French class one day, right? And Elliot has he's like chewing on a piece of gum, I guess, and then he's got like another one in his hand or something like that. And everyone like there's a couple people that like bug him for gum because you know it's school and they do that. And then I walk over and I say, "Hey Ellie, you got gum?" He goes, "Yeah." And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a fucking handful of gum packages. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, well they were, they were only like 30 cents each at the store. So I bought 329 of them." And he like shows me, those hoodies that have like the through pocket in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
He's got 329 individual pieces of gum. I
Yeah.
said, "Elliot, why did you buy so much gum?" And he goes, "Oh, let me show you." And he gets another piece of gum, opens it up, right? He shows me the piece of gum and he shows me the inside of the wrapper. And you guys know like Snapple Facts, right? So these had like jokes on the inside of the wrapper. I don't know. He told the joke and he giggled. And then he like added it to the pile he was making on his desk. He had like 5 pieces of gum he'd already eaten. And he goes, "Yeah, I'm trying to collect them. And they're going to become like the new currency." And I was like, "Okay, Elliot."
They're gonna
So left-
become the new currency.
Yeah, so I left him to his shit, right? So we do our quiz or our homework or whatever the fuck we were doing. I don't remember. I turn over to look at him every once in a while, and the little pile of empty wrappers is just building and building in the distance there.
Yeah.
And eventually I have to get up and walk across the room and talk to him because he's got so many fucking wrappers, and I don't know what he's doing with the gum. But he's easily had like 100 pieces of gum at this point. I go, "Elliot, how you doing?" He goes, "Good." Like very, very neutral. He's never very high energy. It was good.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a good number of them there. Yeah. What's your favorite joke you've come across so far? Takes a minute. Oh, there's only 4. He still has like 150 pieces of gum to go.
As he just keeps opening them.
He's just still working on it.
Yeah.
That did not deter him.
There's only 4 jokes. It just
4
keeps
jokes.
going.
There's also one time, we had a teacher at our school that had a bad reputation, let's say. You know, like teachers that get accused of like doing creepy shit. Whatever
Oh.
creepy shit is in your head, right?
When you said bad reputation, I thought they were like just a fucking like menace in the classroom. But
That too,
alright.
yeah, no, yeah, they were capable of a fair bit. So anyway, nobody liked this teacher, including the staff. Basically, what Elliot did one time is he walked into the middle of this guy's class, and he wasn't a good teacher, so funnily enough, he wasn't good at like getting the students to do shit either. And Elliot walks into the class, looks around, the teacher's like, "Hi, can I help you?" Just doing normal fucking shit. And Elliot reaches into his fucking pocket and pulls out a bottle of water, looks around, and goes, "Bottoms up," and then cracks the water bottle and proceeds to drink the whole thing. This is the only thing he came into the fucking room for.
What?
Drinks the whole thing, has like a little lion's roar, I guess. And the teachers the whole time is just like, "Wait, why are you doing that? Stop, it only takes him like 5-6 seconds to finish the water bottle." Gives that little lion roar, reaches into his pocket, pulls out a second water bottle. Whacks the fucking thing and starts drinking it again. Right?
Bottoms
The whole
up.
time, this teacher is losing his, like, he's just like, "What do I fucking do?" Elliot polishes off the third bottle. Polishes off the second bottle, goes for the third bottle, gets about halfway through the third bottle, stops, waddles over to the recycling bin, throws up, and decides mission accomplished, and is now on his way out.
What the
And
fuck?
on the way out, and the teacher's like, "Wait, what? Oh, no, where are you going? What is your name?" And Elliot kind of like crouched over because, he just fucking vomited, looks over his shoulder and just goes, "Anderson," and just keeps walking.
What?
He wasn't even the craziest kid I went to school with.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about Scott yet.
Yeah, so there's
Scott
another
is my
kid.
goat.
Another guy-
Scott is so. From what I can tell from Spencer's stories, Scott is this guy who has probably fucked every woman on Earth. He is so cool.
Scott and I grew up together. We were never really friends, but we were just kind of around each other, right? Scott kind of has that ability to like stare people down and just look terrifying, but he doesn't use it for evil. He's like quite tall, impressively tall, really deep voice, speaks pretty slowly. I'm just trying to give you some character here. So there was this one kid that really looked up to him in like grade 9. Kid has autism, And so it has that like really genuine level of like visible excitement when he sees people and that type
Yeah.
of thing. And Scott really took a liking to this kid. What Scott would do is that sometimes he would walk into this kid's classes that he knew he didn't like and just pull him out to do something, apparently.
Yeah.
And he said the best idea that he ever had was he went in there one time and he just walks into the room and goes to the teacher, says hi, right? And says like, hey, I'm gonna need him, come on. And the kid sees him and is instantly like out of his seat, right? And these two just fucking leave. Just fucking walks out with this kid. Right? He just walks into the room, steals the child, leaves. Just makes a break for it, right? And the teachers, you know, they know who Scott is. They know what his fucking games are. Scott, by the way, was the type of person to walk past grade 9s on their first week and be like, oh, we're in the library today. And they all fucking turned around. It was so funny.
Yeah.
They all just fucking
He's a
believed him.
villain.
There was another time where he just walked around with a lint roller and just like polished people off and was like, all right, you look good, champ. And then just sent them on their way. They didn't know what the fuck just happened. He was really good at that, just doing things faster than people could process. So, you know, he steals this little autistic child, right?
Yeah.
Makes a break for it out the front door. And takes him outside. And he's trying to come up with something for him and this kid to do. And so he looks at him for a second and he goes, okay, we're going to need like 100 rocks. And so
I love the story.
him
I love
and Scott
this fucking
break
story.
goes, you get 50, I'll get 50, let's meet back here. So they break off and go rock collecting. And they
Especially when it's
reconvene and they got their
hard.
rocks. And Scott looks at him with, you can imagine how seriously this man can look at you. He goes, are you sure that that's 100? And apparently the kid pauses for a second. He goes, no. He goes, okay, then we got to count them. And so they put down all the rocks that they had collected collectively. And they go through and they recount it to make sure that there is exactly 100. And so with 50 rocks in each pocket of his cargo shorts, Scott makes his way back into the school with this child and drops him back off at class like a mom who just took his kid out for lunch, right? Scott is now 50 rocks in one pocket, 50 rocks in the other pocket, and fucking mission ahead of him. Right? And what he decided is that he's not going to let himself leave the building until he has given all of the rocks away.
Not
So
just the building, the campus.
Yeah.
He can't
So,
leave school.
He can't
until
leave
he
school
has-
until he's gotten rid of exactly, right? So, and like I said, he's got this skill to just do shit faster than anybody's ready for. So he'd walk up to people and go, "Hi, can you give this to me the next time you see me?" Hand them a rock and just fuck off. And he did this 100 times before the end of the fucking day and was able to dispose of everything. And he said that wasn't even the hard part. The hard part was way more people held on to the rocks than he was really expecting to. And so for the rest of the next day, he's got, you know, let's say 30 people took it seriously. So he's got 30 people who are glancing around during his
Clambering to
fucking
give him a fucking rock.
Yeah, and he's like 6'3", right? So he towers over the fucking
Yeah,
crowd and
really,
always-
really easily to spot too.
Yeah. So they just see Scott spawn in somewhere, and they're like, "There he is!"
Spawn
right? And
in.
he's got people who see him. Oh shit! Go clambering through their fucking backpack. They find this dumb fucking rock, and then they have to go push through an overcrowded building of students just trying to get to their next class. And he sees them coming, and so now he has to try and scamper away from this fucking mess. But he doesn't want to have to deal with it, right? Because if he
doesn't
gets the
wanna have
rock back, he has to give it away again because he's not allowed to leave if he has any rocks. And so yeah, he said for the rest of the year he had people just running up to him with rocks, and he'd take it from them and go, "Thank you so much."
You want me to tell a story?
Yeah, dude, tell a fucking story.
About
My
the-
words are not coming.
God,
Dude, that scared me.
stop! You can't do that right now.
Dude, I haven't even said
Good
anything
lord,
yet.
what is your fucking problem? You want to hear about the time I got gaslit into thinking I was a terrorist?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I was 9 years old, okay? And I was playing World of Warcraft. And I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna make a guild because like that's cool. That's like what cool people do. They make
Yeah, it's
guilds.
definitely
and shit.
not, but go on.
I made this guild, and the way making guilds works in World of Warcraft is you can't just make the thing, you have to make a charter and then get like 15 people to actually sign it so there's interest. So I did that, and then I advertised it in general chat. I was like, come join my guild, join the dragon something. I don't remember. It had something to do with dragons. Within about 5 minutes, I get a whisper from this dude, and I don't remember exactly the words that he used. I know that he definitely said something.
What did you say?
What? No, I can't. What? What? He whispered me. He said, I don't know exactly the words that he used. I know he definitely said, like, why are you trying to compromise the...
It's Herobrine. I don't know who did that.
I got so scared. He said, why are you trying to compromise the integrity of the US government, you fucking terrorist, or something like that? I got real scared. I was like, I remember exactly the sentence I typed to him. I said, dude, what are you talking about? I'm only 9 years old, which was not the correct thing to say. He fucking doubles down. He's like, I see right through you, you fucking insurgent. I know what your real plans are. And I was like, and then I just logged out. I just logged out of World of Warcraft.
Standing.
That guy's my hero.
10 minutes later, I'm standing in the living room of my house, and I'm looking out the window. I see this car pull into our fucking driveway, and all 4 doors open, and
Oh,
a bunch of people wearing like suits and shit walk out and walk up to like our front door, and I am shitting my pants.
On God?
Yes! On God! I went over, I got my sister, I was like, there's some weird people outside! And she was like, what? And she answered the door because they rung the doorbell.
Was it just AWs?
I hid, I hid in my...
You hid, you fucking idiot.
I hid in my room and I watched them from the windows because my room has a window that looks out to like the driveway. And they eventually left after they talked to my sister. And I was like, I walked out of my room and I was like, hey, what was that? And she was like, Nick, those were missionaries.
Yeah.
So Spencer, do you have the fortitude to tell the Dixon story?
I need the chat's opinion, all right? I'm gonna tell you. I do. You guys want to hear? Let me preface this. It is a 30-minute tale.
I'm seeing only
Oh.
yeses.
All right. So I used to work for a company that did artificial lawn installation. If you don't know what that is, I don't care. Before we do this, let's make me a story time chair.
Yeah?
Ah!
What?
We're making it downstairs.
Okay.
Dixon is about 5'6", dirty blonde hair. Dixon is primarily a rapper. Secondly, worked for me doing hard labor jobs. Dixon's white. Dixon works on SoundCloud. Couldn't drive to work. This is not me roasting him. No problem with not being able to drive to work. I've got no problem who can't do that. You work on the bus. You can do whatever you want. The important detail is that he drove to work with my boss. So my boss went to his house, picked him up, took him to work. Dixon was at work one day with me, and it was just him and I. So I work with Dixon, one of my best friends, Colin, and then his older cousin, Adam. Dixon's talking to me one day at work, and he goes, Spencer, so you don't like rap music, do you? And I answered honestly. I said, no, Dixon, I don't like rap music. He goes, but do you like appreciate it? I was like, okay, cool. Like, no, not really. I don't like you're making art. Other people like the art. That's good. But he goes, no, like, do you appreciate it when they do like a good setup or like there's a joke in rap or something like that? And I said, yeah, you know what? If you can put together some actual rhythm and poetry, I can appreciate the art in that. And he goes, great. So I was thinking of this lyric. I was, fuck me. And he goes, so what I was thinking was, you know that song Smash Mouth from Shrek? I'm not fucking kidding. I'm gonna do my best to quote it as real as I can.
It's so good, dude.
And he goes, so I was thinking of this lyric that goes like, you know, her brain got smart, but her head got dumb. She's got Smash Mouth. That was his fucking lyric. And he goes, you know, like the lyric in the song? I was like, yes, Dixon, I know the lyric. And instead of telling him, no, Dixon, that's fucking stupid, I paused for a second. I said, Dixon, that sounds fucking amazing. We should work on it. So for the rest of the day, the rest of the half hour left of the day, Dixon and I are bouncing ideas back and forth off of each other to try and make this better. And we end off with the line that I came up with, which is, her brain got smart, but her head game dumb. She's an all-star, because the song is called fucking All-Star. And Dixon heard that lyric. Let's remember, he does this in his free time, and he wants to be a professional rapper, which is not a bad dream. Chase your dreams. And Dixon heard that lyric, and honest to God said, that's really good. You should ghostwrite this song with me. And me trying to bring this Jim from The Office mentality to this guy, I just said, yeah, dude, let's do it. So I think this is fucking hilarious. I go home. I tell my girlfriend, Cass, she's funniest fucking person on the planet. I tell Cass, I say, Cass, this is the dumb interaction that Dixon and I had. And she goes, wait, he does this in his spare time? I was like, yeah. She goes, I could come up with better rap lyrics than that right now. I bet you I could come up with better Shrek-related rap lyrics than that right now. So lo and behold, half an hour later, Cass has 2 banger Shrek lines. It was something like, they call me Lord Fuckwad with all the bitches I got in my castle. Or something, you know?
I don't remember this.
Something like that. And she shows me those. I said, yeah, those are fucking way better. And she goes, can I send these to him? I said, no, I don't want Dixon to honestly think that I'm going to ghostwrite a Shrek rap song with him. And she goes, oh. Okay. Well, what if I just like sent him to it? And I was like, no, you know, just don't. I don't want it. Don't text him from my phone. Just I'm not typing it. You're not typing it. Don't send it. She goes, no. What if I just text him from my phone? And Dixon doesn't have Cass's phone number because why would he? I was sitting there. I looked at the time. It was about 9:25 p.m. And I thought it would be really funny if Dixon just got Shrek-related rap lyrics from a random number at 9 o'clock at night. And I said, you know what, Cass, go for it. Here's his number. We sent them off and forgot about it for half an hour before Dixon got back to us and said, and this is off memory, I don't know who I'm talking to. This is probably a kid. You better watch what you're saying, fool, before I punch you in your lid.
He rhymed
kid with fucking lid. He had half an hour to figure out something better. So anyway, I decide that I'm not going to perpetuate this. I'm not going to tell him that it was Cass. I go to work the next day. Dixon proceeds to not bring it up for the rest of the day until right at the end. He goes, oh, guys, I forgot to tell you. I got some texts from this random guy last night. And he shows it to me, and I start laughing instantly. And I said, did you notice those lyrics are, like, about Shrek? He goes, no, I didn't. I was like, yeah, Lord Farquaad, like Lord Fuckwad, you know, like from Shrek. He goes, the big castle because he's compensating. You remember that bit? Oh, yeah. That's funny. I wonder if he's like trying to like send me lines or something. I don't fucking remember. And then he goes, yeah, but I totally owned him. Look at this, right? And shows me his retort. And I was like, that's fantastic. I go home and inform Cass. I give her the update. Dixon thinks that he just fucking destroyed you. And I said, so you got 3 options. You never text him back. You text him back tonight, or you text him back a year from now. And Cass says, I'm not texting him back. I said, I don't blame you, and left her to it, right? So I go to bed because I have work tomorrow. Cass doesn't. And Cass does not go to bed because Cass is only thinking about more Shrek-related rap lyrics.
She cannot sleep.
Literally cannot sleep. She's being kept up with this, right? So she starts writing them down in the notes app of her phone. And she's writing down some fucking bangers, all right? And so what she does is she ends up with 4, and then she types the first one in, sends it, types the second one in, turns her phone off, goes to sleep. I have been asleep for all of this. I wake up before her, leave for work. I have no idea what just happened. Dixon is driving to work with Adam right now and says, yo, I got another text from that guy last night. And Adam's like, well, what does it say, right? And I don't remember. It was something. I can't remember what the opener was, but I remember the cleanup line was, you're acting like donkey because you're annoying, sad, and gray. I don't remember what it was, but that was the sinker. And then Dixon replied with more like sex stuff. I don't remember. Sends it back, right? And on the way there, Adam says to him, he says, you know what would be really funny is if you found out this guy's address and dropped some lyrics off at his door. And Dixon, thinking that that's fucking possible from a phone number, went, I'm gonna do that. So anyway, we get to work.
Yeah.
Dixon is so excited to share his findings. And he goes, guys, I got a text from the guy last night, and picks up his phone to find that Cass has already responded with another lyric. That's fucking awesome. And he's like, oh shit, and catches all of us up. Dixon goes out into the front lawn. Remember, we're doing lawn installation to talk to Adam about it. I lean over to Colin and I go, Colin, that guy texting Dixon is Cass. And he thinks it's really funny. He goes, you can't tell him. I said, I'm not fucking telling him and you're not either. He goes, done deal. Dixon is now in a panic to try and come up with something better. Because Cass is not only sending him better lyrics, and by his admission, by the way, she's sending him better rap lyrics that are confined by Shrek as a theme. Not an easy thing to do. Dixon comes up with his next lyric. Cass immediately retorts with her next lyric. Dude, he sent me another one. Really? Reads it out loud. Guys, I think I'm fucking losing. He's losing this rap battle while he's also trying to like puzzle through who the fuck might be texting him these, right? I'm dying laughing. Colin's dying laughing now. Adam doesn't give a shit. He just wants us to do stuff. He's finding it kind of funny, right? We get through to the end of the day and Adam and I are out front fixing something up and I lean over to him and I go, Adam, you know that guy that Dixon's been texting? And Adam goes, yeah, I told him that what he should do is he should go and figure out where this guy lives and like drop a letter off on his door with like rap lyrics on it. And I said, Adam, the guy that's texting him is Cass, and he is knelt over working on something and his forehead hits the ground. And he's like silently laughing so hard, like red in the face. This guy looks like a Viking, by the way. I get in my car and I am so excited to call Cass. I've got Bluetooth on my phone, about to call Cass. I see Dixon running down the hill after my car. I'm like, fuck. So he gets down to the bottom of the hill. Dude, this guy knows me, and shows me his phone. And the final lyric of the day Cass sent him is, you must think that you're some kind of Prince Charming, but a quick look at your financial records is rather alarming. And now Dixon is struggling with money. And he goes, dude, this guy fucking knows me. Financial records is kind of alarming. He's gotta know me. I said, or he's just doing that thing that rappers do. They're like, look at how much money I have. He goes, that's a good point. Runs back up to the truck. That was as far as he got with it. I get on the phone with Cass. First things out of my mouth. Cass, you are fucking hilarious. This is the funniest thing. I was like, now how do we up the stakes? How do we up the ante? And then it hits me. I said, Cass, Adam was telling Dixon to go and drop rap lyrics off at this guy's door. She goes, oh shit, does he know that like where we live? I said, no, but I've dropped him off at home before. I know where he lives. So I get home, Cass whips out a green envelope, finds the Shrek font online. She's a pretty good artist. Hand prints Dixon in the Shrek font on the card. Hand prints her rap lyrics onto the card. And I am now holding a thing that says Dixon on it with Shrek related rap lyrics in it. And we're going to go drop it off at his door. We wait till 11:45 at night. I drive past his house. He's home. Drive past it again. Park just behind the hedges so he can't see me. Get out with this card in hand. His door's like 14 feet off the ground. So I walk up the stairs to get to his door, get to the landing and look up and there's a light by the fucking door and his bedroom's right next to the door. And I was like, oh shit, what if they have a motion light? And I get hit with this shot of anxiety that goes down my legs and I just go, fuck it. Sprint up the stairs, drop the card, sprint back down the stairs, run to my car. Cass sees me running and tries to start my car, but it's fucking push button. Can't get the car started. I jump in. We race to 7-Eleven because we're so proud of ourselves and it's the only place that's open. And we go to bed like two kids on Christmas. Luckily, Dixon does not make me wait long. I wake up in the morning to a text that no fucking way, with a photo of him holding the card that has his name printed on it in the Shrek font and then the lyrics inside. He goes, guys, it's gotta be one of you. And my buddy Colin comes in strong. He goes, wasn't me. I was in the States last night watching a baseball game, and then sends a photo from the baseball stadium that he's at in the States. And I got a drunk Snapchat from Spencer, so he's like way out with Lucas. So he's probably not even up yet. And we know it's not Adam. And so Dixon is like, well, shit, maybe it's one of my friends, right? So I don't text him. I read that. Colin's covered my ass. I go, great. I'm drunk and asleep at Lucas's. I don't got to worry about it. Text him at about 2 p.m. I go, well, I guess one of your friends is really funny. And he goes, no, dude, it's none of my friends. None of them know what's going on. And I was like, dude, you're fine. He goes, yeah, no, probably. But none of them know what's going on. I'm like, are you sure none of them are just fucking with you? He goes, no. I go, well, I'm sure you'll figure it out at some point. He goes, yeah, I just hope it isn't a serial killer. I was like, dude, he's sending you Shrek-related rap lyrics. It's not a fucking serial killer. He goes, yeah, I guess. So the rest of the day is filled with Cass's phone exploding from, I think it was 50 plus text messages in the 4 hours we let it go on for, and like at least 30 phone calls from these guys. Incredibly panicked. We decide that like this joke is no longer funny. Dixon is clearly seriously concerned that there's a serial killer stalking him. And so we decide to phone him, tell him that it was Cass. Come to find out, I went to work the next day. He was 100% certain that it was a serial killer stalking him and his girlfriend, like beyond a shadow of a doubt. And his friends not only convinced him that yes, it was a serial killer, but don't call the police.
Dude, they are living in a horror movie.
Dude, they made up their own fucking plot. It was crazy. It was a magical night.